Well, welcome back to the show. Now, here's a scenario for many people who will be able to relate, and for those who can't relate, just use your imagination. You're with your husband or your wife or your partner, you're happy, you've been together for a number of years, and all of a sudden one day, one of you comes up with the idea that you're going to move across to the other side of the planet. Now, you've got three things that you've got going for you. You've got one, memories. You've got two, email, and three, you've got a telephone. But how long is it going to last? But moving on to something that's a little more relevant, a little more today, Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, I'm not particularly a gamer, and I don't know if the three of you are gamers, but I do actually find this story very interesting. It's got to do with censorship, and it's got to do with Grand Theft Auto 4, which is a game, it's a very, very popular game that's come out at the moment, and it's one of those games, it's like a virtual reality world.
Is it PS3, Xbox?
Xbox, it's all that and the above.
Right.
But,
she's pretending like she knows.
No, what's very interesting about it is that it has received the highest, I guess, censorship rating across the world. So Australia, the UK, the United States, New Zealand, and the list goes on. Right. Now, in Australia is deemed to be one of the most, I guess, the tightest censorship, if you like, when it comes to games. Now, absolutely, which I found very, very interesting. Now, what they have done, they've actually gone ahead and censored it to such an extent that you've got an edited version of it, which is quite interesting. Now, that brings me back to Dubai. It's, of course, been banned. It's been banned here. Right. And the reason why it's been banned is because there's violence, it's very misogynistic, so it's very kind of anti-women. If you want to...
Really?
Absolutely.
A video game?
It's incredibly violent. You can run people over. You can blow buildings up. You can. There are elements of prostitution involved in it. It's an extremely sensitive, very, very dangerous.
Who's come up with this game?
Rockstar. Yes. I actually got caught just on the concept of it as well. What it actually does, it reminds me very much of Second Life. Now, the difference between Second Life and what this is, Second Life is where you can trade in your Linden dollars and so on and so forth. This is quite different in that it takes it to that whole new level, which is all about violence, and there's also racial slurring as well involved in it.
What?
Okay. It's quite hardcore. Now, from a philosophical point of view, you've got people from ethics committees all over taking a stand on this, because what they believe, and I have to say that I agree with this, because I think when you're talking about the power of the mind and experience that we have, I mean, you can think about when you have a dream of a night time and you wake up in the morning, you just kind of feel either great because it was a great dream, or you feel really flat because it was a bad dream. Anyway, what a lot of ethical debates are around is that when you're actually in this virtual world and you are able to shoot and kill and attack and do a whole host of different things, basically bully women, attack women, kill, all this kind of business. If, for example, I wanted to get on it myself and play the game, I would have to adopt a male avatar. There are no females. You cannot be a female playing this, so you have to adopt a male avatar. And if, for example, you are involved in these violent acts, what kind of an effect does that have on your own mind?
Exactly.
And this is, of course, a raging issue.
When does that spill over to real life?
Actions as well,
Yeah.
So I'm quite,
you, right? Well, no, I'm quite passionate about this, having come from a media background and having been involved in censorship issues. It is one censorship issue that I'm all for. I think that there needs to be some form of control on the effects of young minds.
Absolutely.
And I think that academic environments now don't necessarily teach us how to think about why we make the choices that we make. It's about information, there's all the information, and move on. So it doesn't necessarily give us the opportunity to think about the choices that we make and the decisions that we make. So to have all this information pushed at us... You know,
I've seen similar games like that, actually, but nothing as crude as that, because that's incredibly crude.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about the gaming zone, but I would say I've never heard of anything like this.
Yeah, I know that people have been really passionate about clamping down on things like this and relating that to how that's to do with violence on TV and the media generally, and clamping down on that. But I mean,
well, it's not. I mean, it's not really new. I mean, there's been numerous studies and numerous evidence to suggest that different attacks that have happened in the United States, for example, relate back to people who have been playing games.
Right.
But listen, stay with us, because after the break, we've got some serious guys who are going to bust some serious moves on the show. Stay with us.